Rajdeep Sardesai joins me. Rajdeep, this power sharing formula that we've been putting out on India today, what's the guarantee that Siddaramaiah will abide by it? In Rajasthan we saw Gehlot later just pretended that there was no such thing.
Well, my sense is that Mr. Siddaramaiah, while no politician ever retires, is actually building himself to handing over his political legacy to his son, Yatindra, who, remember, last time contested from Varuna, where Siddaramaiah won this time, and all reports indicate was very keen to contest this time. And what was told in the meeting yesterday was a guarantee that if Mr. Siddaramaiah does step down, abides by some kind of rotational chief ministership 2 or 2.5 years down the line, Yatindra will replace him, will become, in a way, carry forward the Siddaramaiah legacy. So Mr. Siddaramaiah at the moment appears to be into legacy building. This is not just about the kursi for Siddaramaiah. He wants to establish himself like Devraj Ars as one of the great chief ministers of Karnataka, and thinks that these pro-poor guarantees that the Congress is promising, if he can deliver on that in the next 2 years, that...
Does he have 2, does he have 2.5, does he have 3, or nobody really knows?
There is, some are saying 2.5, others are saying 2 and 3. So we are not clear whether...
What are you saying?
My sense is it would seem 2.5 seems to make sense to
My
me.
sense is nobody gives up once they're on the chair.
Nobody gives up once they're on the chair, Rahul, is a fair point, and we've seen that in politics. We've seen it in Karnataka. You remember H.D. Kumaraswamy, Yediyurappa had a similar deal. The moment Mr. Kumaraswamy's 2 years were over, he refused to give it over, and eventually the government fell. Yes, that's a risk, but I think Mr. Shiv Kumar also was not dealing with too many aces in his hand. Yes, we in the media saw him as a leader who was challenging in a way Mr. Siddaramaiah, but there's pretty much a difference in terms of their mass leadership credentials. Where Mr. Shiv Kumar has an advantage, let's say over a Mr. Pilot or T.S. Singhdeo, he has complete control over the organization, and therefore I think it will be not possible to allow him to be completely rejected or marginalized. And I think Mr. Shiv Kumar also recognizes that, the Congress leadership does. And, you know, his supporters tell me he has a very special relationship with Sonia Gandhi, and she has assured him that he will be made chief minister.
She said the same thing to Sachin Pilot. Well,
did she say it, or did...
Sachin Pilot say she did?
Yeah, well, you know, as I said, I think the difference is the huge generational gap between Mr. Pilot and Mr. Gehlot. And Mr. Gehlot was keen on staying on for an extended period. I get the sense from speaking to Mr. Siddaramaiah over the last month or so, he genuinely sees this as his last election.
5 years, this is the difference. The difference is
in an
last
ideal world,
election
yes,
for sure, but he wants to stay for 5 years. He's not.
Rahul, much depends on what happens in Lok Sabha next year.
Why? In what way do you think?
You see, in the Lok Sabha next year, let's assume that the BJP is able to sweep Karnataka.
22, 23, 24.
Then, you see, Siddaramaiah's position in a strange way weakens, because you're swept aside. If, on the other hand, a strong performance by Mr. Siddaramaiah, by the Congress party, then we'll see how it plays out between the two. So I think the Lok Sabha elections of next year will be critical. My own sense is I think these two leaders will eventually be able to work out some kind of an arrangement. They could do it for the elections. They can do it in government. Look, in Karnataka...
No, but can they work together after how much they've postured against each other?
Not easy.
How possible is it for them to work together, because they've taken strong positions? Can Siddaramaiah trust his deputy?
Not easy, Rahul, but I do believe that in general we've seen politicians from states like Karnataka very pragmatic. They look at immediate benefits. They're not looking at the long term. The next 2 years are critical for them.
Shiv Kumar has to return the money to all those he's taken the money from.
That's a very direct question, which and put very interestingly. I don't know whether he has to return any money. What is very clear is the Congress sees Karnataka as a critical state for them to build some kind of a resource base to fight election. There's an election in 5 months.
Because elections aren't fought with love and fresh air. That's the reality.
Rahul, 5 months from now, there's a big election in Telangana, neighboring state to Karnataka. Telangana is also a state that requires a huge amount of money to fight. Now you need therefore someone like Mr. Shiv Kumar to get himself once again involved in that kind of an election, where he will be able to raise the resources needed to fight an election in Telangana. That's his role. You need Siddaramaiah as your face.
So if the Congress does better, because the BJP is hoping to win Telangana next time, the TRS hopes to retain the state. If the Congress does better than it has in the recent past, to whose advantage or disadvantage is it? Because the Congress will most likely pull away some of the TRS vote where the Congress's role could end up like the JDS in this election, where the better the Congress does, the more advantage it is to the BJP?
Rahul, let me put it this way. I think you need a Siddaramaiah or a Siddaramaiah-like figure to attract that pro-poor vote. One of the things the Congress got this time in Karnataka that they've lost to Mr. Modi and the BJP in other states is the pro-poor, backward Dalit coalition. That's where Siddaramaiah makes a difference. The Congress also needs organization, booth management, resources which Shiv Kumar provided. You need both of them. I think the Congress has realized that. This is one of those states where you cannot function. This is going to be a real test of both the individuals concerned and the Congress's ability to manage them. The likes of Mallikarjun Kharge, Randeep Singh Surjewala will be tested. And it's not just these two. There are lots of other leaders. We've heard the likes of G. Parmeshwara saying, why can't I be Deputy Chief Minister? MB Patil says, Lingayats have been represented so in such large numbers, I should also get a chance. So managing all of this is going to be a big challenge. Plus, when you get so many seats, expectations are higher. So the real challenge for the Congress starts now. And because 2024 is only 10 months away, that's the first big battle. I just spoke to someone close to Shiv Kumar. He said, we've been told very clearly, focus now on how can we improve our performance across southern India in 2024. That is the responsibility that Shiv Kumar has been given in a way.
At least the good thing is the Congress for once is taking elections seriously, not thinking about power as being poison and wanting to fight and contest, which makes things more exciting for people like Rajdeep and me. Thanks Rajdeep for joining us.